Okay, welcome. This is the private chess class for Michael Schwartzman. So we're gonna do some puzzles and perhaps one of his games, or I also have some blindfold games if you're interested in that. All right, so let's look at this puzzle. Let's go back here.
Well,
All
on
right.
that last game, if you go
Um,
to
on
if you
which
go to
game?
where you were,
Oh, yeah, yeah. This is the same game. I'm just going back to the beginning of it.
yeah, is the first move queen to c8.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that queen to c8 is going to end up with mate.
yeah, but if you look at this, this is kind of funny. On this move, white plays or black plays rook takes b1, but he had a much better move. Do you see?
Is it black to move?
Well, yeah, yeah. So here's the past few moves, right? So queen takes c5, rook takes f6, then he goes check, and then you would think he would take the rook, but he didn't. He goes king h2, which is a big mistake. Why? You see why? Black to play and win here.
Yeah, queen to g1 and
His mate. He missed mate in one. He
yeah.
plays rook takes b1. And yeah, just one move too late. And yeah, queen over here. Do you want to go over the whole game or just or you want to go to the next puzzle?
I thought that either whatever you want.
Yeah, we can just go through it quick. Let's just look at it. E4, E5, bishop C4, knight F6, knight F3. Okay, D3, bishop C5. All right, D5 takes, bishop G5, F6. Why? That doesn't make sense. He just kind of drops this pawn here. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, so here, I mean, maybe the best move would be to take the knight because if he takes take the bishop, knight takes. Um, yeah, I guess he's. I thought he drops the G pawn, but no, the queen goes to E2 and he still protects G pawn. So, all right, either way, it's fine. Takes. All right, so then after all that, black is up a pawn. Yeah, castle, bishop G4, H3 takes, queen E7, A3. All right, A6. That was a wasted move. Rook D2, rook A to B1, D8, queen G3. All right, queen G4, check. Okay, queen E7, C5. All right, so I guess that's like baiting the queen to come back. Maybe also clearing the C4 square for the knight. Takes. Yeah, okay. And here's where we come over here. And he misses a mate in one. All right, and then he just goes, oh, ooh, they didn't like. Oh, it's not queen C8. Oh my goodness. I missed. Yeah, there's a reason why queen C8 doesn't work. Do you see why? Ooh, we're both wrong.
Queen c8
Yeah, doesn't work.
look
Why?
good to me.
Looks good.
Queen c8 check. Oh, rook to d8.
Yeah, rook d8 and the knight protects the rook, right? So we gotta do, I mean, black does have a back rank weakness, but how else could we exploit that? What do you think?
Queen to e6.
Yeah. Yeah, queen e6 first. A little intermezzo move also to push the king farther into the corner. And then we can exploit the back rank. Right? Yeah, that's it. That makes more sense. And now what do we do?
Queen to e8.
Yeah, queen e8, and then that's it. Queen is forced to f8, and then it doesn't matter which way. Um, doesn't matter. Let's see this way. All right. So yeah. I missed this rook over here coming back. All right. Let's go on to the next one. Let's see this one from the beginning. All right, so we have d4, g6, e4, bishop g7, e5. Ah, that looks kind of weird. Advancing the pawns so quickly. I don't know. Great, maybe weaknesses there. C3, a7, g3, d6, f3. Takes. Okay. Okay. Castle c6. Yeah, it looks like I mean I think e5 is asking to be played here, open up the bishop. Also, yeah, mainly to open up the bishop, yeah. All right, so knight a3, castle, knight c4. All right, so it's preventing e5 temporarily. b6, a4, rook b8, bishop f4. Yeah. So now e5 is definitely getting difficult, and c6 is a weakness definitely. Rook b7, knight d6. Okay. Takes. All right, so that drops the c6 pawn for no reason. Rook e8, queen f3, knight d6, f5, bishop e5. Okay, takes. Okay, knight a5. All right. Interesting. So let's say, right now the material is equal, but black definitely has a weakness on e6 so far. Queen c7, check, takes. All
That
right.
check was kind of a wasted move, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess he wanted to cement this pawn here. He didn't want to allow black to push it forward. So maybe he's thinking he can win this pawn, perhaps. I don't know. But now c3 looks like a weakness. So rook c8, c4, knight a5, rook d4, rook c5. Yeah, that's good. Preparing to double the rooks, but also putting attacking the pawn on e5. f4, king f7, rook fd1, rook c7, h4. All right. So okay, then c5. Oh, nice. So yeah, black has a nice outpost here on e4. That can be annoying, definitely. King g2, knight e4, attacking the rook. Um, king f3. Ooh, that's a pretty good move. So the knight looks like it's attacking the rook, but what happens if the knight takes the rook? What can white do? So he didn't take
Well,
the rook.
if it takes a rook, he forks those two rooks at C and E.
Yeah, exactly. He forks the rooks, and he's gonna win one of them. And even if he tries to pin the pawn to the rook with the, let's say he does it with the e rook, you take on c7, he takes the rook, you got a new queen. So pretty cool, pretty good move. Knight c3, 1 to d4, takes, king e8, g4. Okay, takes.
Can you go back one move?
Yeah, here.
It's not worth No, there's no follow-up on a check.
Oh, you mean the check here?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. Check. I think that's a good move actually, because let's
I
see.
do too, because
Check King F7, and then maybe you can bring the rook all the way to H8,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
attack the H7 pawn, and then double on the eighth rank. That could be pretty annoying.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think you could begin to disrupt that pawn structure on one side or the other.
yeah, yeah. So, interesting. All right, so he goes G4, takes, King F7, King G5, King G7, Rook C6, H6, kicking the king back, King G4, takes, King F7, H5, takes on H5, takes. All right, and now Rook C7.
Okay,
Okay.
wouldn't that be a good time to advance the rook to D7?
All right, so let's look at that. Rook D7 check, king takes, pawn takes, king over to E7. And now what would you do? Take the pawn here?
Take the pawn and then establish.
Well, the problem is now black has an outside pass pawn over here, and our king goes all the way over here, and I think that's too far, way too far.
Okay.
So yeah, so I don't know about taking the rooks off the board just yet. Um, hmm. What else? Let's see.
It's white to move, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, white could take that H pawn,
All right, so taking the H pawn,
but it takes the king out of the game, right?
yeah, take, let's see here. Take, and maybe just take here. And then he goes check, king E8, takes on A7, takes on C4. I don't know. I think, okay, so I think I see the winning line. And I think you were right. The first move is Rook D7. Rook takes, C takes, uh, King to E7. But the next move is not King takes H6. I think the next move is King is on E7. I think the next move is King G6. And now if let's say he ignores the pawn, he pushes A5. Now we promote, and then we go King F7. And now we're going to get a clear line. These two pawns are going to overpower this one pawn, and one of them is going to push through because our king is now in F7, controlling all the squares in front of the pawn. You see that? All right, so I'll make the first move. I think that's the answer. Yeah, there you go. So Rook D7, C takes, D7, King over. Yeah. So here, yeah, I think this would be the automatic move. King takes H6, but we want to gain control of these squares in front of the king, in front of the yeah, over here. So we don't want to allow the king to come back to e7. That's why we go king g6 and then waiting for the king to take the pawn either on d7 or d8 so that we can go on to f7. That makes sense?
Yeah, if I were black, I would run the a pawn.
Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, there you go. So now if even if you run the a pawn, it doesn't matter because now you do a little decoy sacrifice, promote to a queen, takes, and now you go king f7. Now you have control over the squares in front of the pawn. So what do you want to do? It doesn't matter what you do. King e7 or a4 doesn't matter. Let's say you go a4, f5, right? And then what are you going to continue pushing? Even if you continue
Yes.
pushing, it's going to be yeah. So I think yeah. So it's going to be, I mean, it looks equal, but yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty nice line. All right. Do you want to do one more? Do you want to do a game? What do you want to do? Do we do one more?
You think this is an easy win for white?
No, I wouldn't say it's a win. It looks drawish actually. If black, but white definitely has the advantage in these kind of end games where there's queens and a lot of open space. Usually the person who has the chance to check first is in control, right? Because it's really difficult to gain back the advantage in two queens on such open space, with vulnerable kings like this. So white definitely does have an advantage here. Yeah. So you want to go one more puzzle, or you want to look at your game, or what do you think?
Well, my game
Oh,
isn't going to be thrilling.
not really. Okay, let's do one more then. All right, so let's go back. Let's do a shorter game. C4, E5, knight C3, knight bishop C5, D3, C6, knight F3, knight F6, takes, castle. I don't know why he gave up the E pawn. That was kind of unnecessary. D4, bishop B4, A3, takes, D6, knight F3, knight E4. All right. Queen A5. Ooh, that's a pretty good move. He takes here. We have fork and win the rook. That's pretty good. So bishop D2, knight takes, bishop E6, E3, knight D7, rook B1, B6, A4, rook F to E8, knight B3. So the queen swings all the way to the king's side. Good. Queen E4.
Can you stop right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you push D6?
You mean D5?
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, D5.
There's actually a much better move than D5. What do you think?
Yes, I see it. I'm sorry. It's bishop to F5.
Bishop F5, yeah. So now we have a nice skewer. White set himself up for. So queen takes E6. So this rook is hanging, it's true, but white doesn't take it. Oh, interesting. White goes to open up the king. So he goes rook takes E3, F takes, queen takes, bishop E2.
Takes upon it.
Queen
Yeah.
takes EC3. Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. No, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay. I don't know about that move either. Oh, well, I guess white black doesn't
He'll
have
come
time to
back and take it.
he doesn't have time
He'll
to
come
take the
back and get it, I
he doesn't
guess.
have time to take the rook because our rook is being attacked as well.
Yeah.
Right? So he doesn't have time. So he's trying to get an attack going. Knight D2, rook E8, rook F1. Okay.
Now he can
Um
take it.
yeah, so he
Well,
can't
but then he'll lose a knight and
hmm
he'll lose a tempo. it's a big cost. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a pretty big gamble, right?
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see. Check. All right, so what do you think? This is the position, this is the puzzle. What black to move.
Yeah, queen to e3.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so queen e3 threatens mate in one, and yeah, if he goes rook f2, then maybe we take the rook, and if the knight takes back, then queen c1 is a mate, right? The bishop is pinned to the king. So yeah, I think queen e3 is the best. Yeah, mate threat. All right, so let's try that. Ooh, no, I guess not. Guess not.
Then he's gonna say bishop.
Hmm.
He's gonna say like bit. You know, you could take bishop takes. You know, if it's bishop takes rook, then queen takes knight. So the
Yeah,
right, I
yeah.
hear,
So
I think it's going to be then bishop to g4.
bishop g4. Okay. Let's see. Bishop g4. Bishop g4, rook f2, and now he looks fine. All right. Hmm. Hmm. I'm thinking bishop takes b1, queen takes d2 or d7, and then we go queen to e3, and then hmm. Hmm. Yeah, problem is our rook is constantly under attack, right? It's threatened mate over here. So you gotta be
That's why I
strong.
thought you'd move it to g4 because then it
Hmm.
still covers the knight.
Hmm. G4. All right, maybe you're right. So bishop G5 or bishop G4, rook F2. So now how do we proceed after that? What do you think would be a good move?
Queen takes pawn at d4.
How about we increase pressure on the bishop,
Well, that's a possibility too.
right? So maybe like queen D3, and now we're hitting the bishop 3 times, and he's protecting only twice. All right, so I think that looks good to me. Let's see. Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
guess
then you
not.
could, yeah, you move your queen back.
Guess not. I guess not. Hmm. Let's see here. Or maybe, how about this? How about this? How about bishop to d3? He doesn't have time to take the knight because we have a mate in 2. Rook takes e2 check, king d1, and queen takes d2 as mate. So after bishop,
But the queen isn't protected.
yeah. So look, bishop d3, queen takes d7, rook takes check,
Oh, I see.
king
Yeah.
over, queen here mate, right? So bishop d3, to avert that without heavy loss of material. I mean, he could do the queen back, but that would just he just lose the queen there. But if he doesn't want to do that, then rook over, and then now we take the rook, and he can't even take the knight because queen comes up. That's mate because now the rook is blocking his escape on f2. Right? That's interesting, right?
with you.
So, all right, so let's say bishop to d3. Ooh, nice. All right, so yeah, so we needed to keep on this diagonal so that you're still targeting the rook, but have a little threat here on the way. And then all right, so after that, I'm assuming I'm assuming we just take the bishop with the rook and force white to give up his queen. Because otherwise he's threatening stuff over here as well. Queen down here. So you got to be quick. Yeah. Take. All right. Interesting. All right. So that's that. All right. So you want to look at
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, this isn't a dead. This isn't a. So it's white to move, right?
Yeah, so he takes here. So it's kind of equal, right? Two rooks for a queen. Could be anyone's game still.
Yeah, I think that is anyone's game, actually.
Yeah, I think so. Queen and knight versus two rooks and a knight. So, and then let's see the pawns for. Okay, black has two extra pawns. So it's a close game still, definitely. All right. So you want to look at a blindfold game? What do you think? Got
What
a
does
couple.
that mean?
I got a
Uh,
couple. Like there's a couple of blindfold games that I like and I gathered over here. So let's say we look at let's see, I don't think did we ever go over a blindfold game with you? I don't think we did.
no.
Yeah, we never did. Ooh, nice. All right, cool. All right, so let's look at the first one. This is between Paul Morphy and Rousseau, 1849. Morphy is 12 years old at this time. Pretty cool, right? Feat for a 12-year-old. I practice this sometimes with my kids, blindfold chess. It's good practice for the memory. Um, all right. So and my kids can usually go up to like around 15, something like that, before they kind of forget a lot. Good practice though. All right, so Morphy's white. So e4, e5, f4. So I'm assuming Morphy's blindfold, but not his opponent. I'm
So
assuming.
that's the King's Gambit.
Yep, King's Gambit. Very, very popular in the 1800s. E takes, knight f3, g5. All right, aggressively trying to hold on to the pawn. h4, trying to break up the little pawn chain. g4, knight g5. h6. What do you think Morphy did with this knight after black plays h6?
I'm going to tell you what he did. He took the pawn at f7.
Of course, he took the pawn at f7. This is a 1800s chess. They play very tactical, very sharp, very exciting chess. So knight takes f7, king takes, queen takes g4, queen f6, trying to protect his king, developing with check, bishop c4 check, king e7, knight c3. Nice move. What does that move threaten?
I'm going to tell you what it does. It forks the royal fork.
Yeah. So threatening nice threat of knight d5. So basically developing with tempo, right? Very nice developing with tempo. Yeah, that's how they describe a lot of Morphy's games. It's just he seems like he's effortlessly developing and attacking at the same time. C6, averting the threat. All right, and then he goes E5, very nice move. So he's giving up pieces and pawns, and all he wants to do is expose the enemy king. So E5, and he takes the pawn. He takes the pawn. Where do you think he moved the king?
F2. No, no, I don't think he moved it to F2. F1.
F1. No. So first of all, what's wrong with F2?
Because on the next move, queen to uh, D4 check, he's going to lose his bishop.
Good. Yeah, Queen D4 check, fork king and bishop, right? So King F1, it's not, it doesn't lose material, but it doesn't really make a threat either. So
No,
King D1 is the only one that moves, gets the king out of check, and also has a threat, which is what?
rook to E1.
Right, evacuating E1, so that the rook can come over and threaten to pin the queen. Very nice threat. So black leaves the E file. King.
That's not much of a threat, though. I mean, if that happens, then all he has to do is move his knight to E2.
Knight E2. What do you mean? If what happens?
If Morphy moved his rook to E2, E1,
Mm-hmm.
he moves his knight to E2. Oh
Uh,
no, no, I'm sorry. I'm
yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Yeah,
Sorry.
black's yeah, this E file is pretty weak for black right now. So yeah, he gets his king out of the E file. King D8, rook E1, developing the rook with tempo again. Very nice. Queen C5. All right, so he wins this knight. D5, discovering an attack on the queen. Okay, so white to move. What do you think white played in this position?
Something with pressure.
Yep, he played a pretty cool move here.
Queen to H5.
Queen to H5. No. Let's see. He can take the bishop, and now how would you proceed? I'm going to come in with the queen or with the rook here.
I probably would have come in with the queen, but it doesn't make a difference because he's going to be free.
Yeah, so I mean, you do have this check and you win the rook, true, but I don't think Morphy is looking for winning a material because he already sacrificed his knight in the beginning, right? So he's really looking for mate. So he doesn't really want material. So what else do you think he did in this position?
Does he take the pawn at F4?
Uh, queen takes, rook takes. Okay, you got this check here. It's true. But still, I think black achieves safety, something like that. Yeah. Looks like he's okay.
I don't know. I don't know what
All
he
right,
does.
so here he makes another sacrifice.
Not a queen sacrifice. I don't see how
No,
he could
not a
do
queen
that.
sacrifice. He goes rook e8. Woo, what a move. So he sacrifices more pieces. Wow, he really wants to get this king out in the open. Rook e8 check. Basically forcing king takes, and now Now, what do you think his next move was?
Well, he's got to check him
Mm-hmm.
because he's running out of pieces.
Yeah, he's running out of pieces. Exactly.
I don't think it's queen to e2.
Queen e2. No,
No,
no.
I don't think it's that.
Yeah, yeah, not queen e2. Definitely not. What else can he do?
G6.
Queen g6. Um, hmm. No. Maybe he just goes running this way. I mean, you could pick up this rook this way. True.
Yeah.
That's true, but no, the king still escapes. All right, he's gonna escape over here. Oh yeah. So there was a purpose for rook e8. So that was a deflection sacrifice for deflecting black from doing what? What was he doing on d8?
Well, his queen can't be on G4.
What do you mean?
Is Morphy's queen on G4?
Yeah, Morphy's queen's right here. Yeah.
So why doesn't the other guy take it?
Because over here, so he just in his position, he just
Oh,
played
that's his move. I got you.
yeah, he just played d5. So and then in response, Morphy plays rook e8 check, king takes,
So
and
why
now
doesn't he? So he takes the bishop.
yeah, so now the idea was to lure the king away, so the bishop is now unprotected. So now he just takes over here. Queen takes c8 check, king e7. Okay, from here,
Queen to E6.
okay, so you can go queen e6 check, and then again you can do this and win his rook. That's true, but after that, I think Morphy is up a bishop, which I mean I think he wants more than material. He doesn't necessarily want material. So what's a better move than queen e6 check?
I'm just guessing C7.
Queen c7. I mean again you have this one check, and you can win this rook. But again, I think you want something more than material here. Um, Again, same thing with queen c7, block with the knight. Yeah. Okay, from here, um, it's either mate in two from this position, or it's a heavy loss of material for black. Does that help you?
I don't see it.
Okay. So the key to this position is this queen on c5 is unprotected. That's the key. So therefore, since this queen's unprotected, this c pawn is pinned to the queen. So he exploited that with knight takes d5. Nice move, right? Very nice move. Now the king can no longer escape to f6. King only has one move. If he doesn't want to give up his queen, he's only got one move, which is king d6. And now, what do you do?
Queen to E6.
Yeah, so queen e6 would be one mate, and the other mate would be where? You see it?
Yeah, C7.
Yeah, queen c7. So beautiful, right? Very beautiful mate there, almost in the middle of the board. So yeah, the only way to avert all that would be giving up the queen, and then after that, then maybe you can take here, check, win the rook, and then it's gonna be yeah, then it's just over. Yeah. So rook, two minor pieces versus queen, rook, and a bishop. That's just over. Massacre. So yeah, beautiful. Imagine this, completely blindfold, 12 years old. Can you imagine doing a combination like that?
He was blindfolded when he did this.
White was blindfolded. Yeah, this is 12-year-old Paul Morphy. Amazing,
Can
huh?
you walk through the piece movement again?
Yeah. So, want to go from the beginning?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So we have e4, e5, King's Gambit accepted, knight f3, g5, h4, g5, g4, knight g5. So the knight goes, sacrifices itself, lures the king out. Queen takes g4, queen f6, develop with tempo, check. King e7, develop with tempo, another. See, all of his pieces are developing with tempo. It's very, very efficient. E5, opening up to E file, very important. Takes, King D1. Again, moving out of the way with tempo, always a threat. King D8, Rook E1, Queen C5, get rid of the knight, D5, and then here's where the beautiful combination begins. Then he does another sacrifice here, Rook E8, lures the king away from protecting the bishop. Queen takes C8, and then yeah, it's amazing. He never developed his rook or his bishop on the queen side. It's amazing. He finished him off so quickly. And then yeah, knight takes, seeing as though the king is blocking the connection between the bishop and the queen, he exploits that temporarily with knight takes d5, and then mate on c7. Blindfolded. Yeah. Have you ever tried blindfold chess?
No.
Yeah, it's a great thing to practice, and it doesn't matter if you can't go a whole game, you just go as long as you can, and but it's great memory practice though, great exercise. All right, so we'll do another one. Another blindfold game again. Paul Morphy. He is 9 years older. So what's that? 21 years old here. 1858. Oh, you're gonna love this. This game is from a blindfold simul. So he's playing multiple games blindfolded. And that's funny. So yeah. All right.
What did he do for a living?
Paul Morphy, he was a lawyer, I believe. But yeah, he was doing chess, and then he basically crowned himself the unofficial world champion because nobody could beat him, nobody can challenge him. And then he kind of quit chess like in his early 20s. And I think he did law after that. So yeah, amazing guy. So e4, e5, f4. Again, King's Gambit. He loves King Gambit. Knight f3, c6, knight c3, bishop b4, bishop c4, takes, knight e7. Okay, so here, I'll stop here. What do you think White played next? What did Morphy play here? So the last move was knight e7. Probably intending to castle.
Well, you know, it seems like it's attack at all else, right? So probably I'm thinking he took the pawn at f7
Oh, bishop takes. Okay, so bishop takes, let's see. Bishop takes, king takes, and now how would you
and then
continue?
check with the knight.
Okay, where? E5 or G5?
I think g5.
Okay, so knight G5 check. Let's say he goes back. So I don't know if that works just yet because there's no way for the queen to try to attack. I mean, you can try this, but then after g3, the king is pretty
No, I
safe.
think his next move then would be to take the pawn with his bishop.
Okay, so you want to take here. All right, maybe he kicks away the knight this way. So yeah, I don't know. The attack doesn't seem all that strong yet. So he did another
That's
move. Yeah, yeah. What'd you say?
nothing.
Okay, so he did another move. He did not. You would think Paul Morphy, being Paul Morphy, he would have sacrificed the bishop here, but he did not. What did he do? Still a pretty good move.
Well, he didn't castle, right?
Nope, didn't castle. Although I'm sure nobody would have faulted him for that though.
Well, he didn't want the guy to castle, right?
Um, we can't really prevent him from castling short of bishop takes f7. You can't really prevent him from castling. Okay, so let me ask you a different question. So knight e7, aside from preparing to castle, what is knight e7 also preparing black to do?
Pawn to d5.
Exactly, yeah. So this bishop would love to be free, right? And so black is just waiting to move pawn d5, open up his bishop, and also develop his knight. So given that's black's plan, what do you think white did?
Queen to d6.
Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't even want to allow him to develop normally, and he wants to put like a clog in his plans. So he goes queen d6. Very effective and very annoying move. Wow. So now the basically the queen side pieces are completely paralyzed right now. Very nice move. The queen d6, castle. Now he takes the pawn, bishop g6, bishop g or knight g6, bishop g5. Very nice move as well. You can't even push the pawn because the pawn is pinned. So queen e8. All right, what do you think Morphy did here? Queen e8, now he's attacking the pawn on e4. What do you think he did?
Castle.
Yeah, of course. He castles. He doesn't care about the pawn. He castles. All right, king h8. He wants to move the pawn up, perhaps, and attack the bishop. He goes rook a to e8. Now, just look at this position, right? Take a moment to look at this position. Amazing piece activity for white, and very pitiful queen side pieces for black, right? And pretty amazing. So yeah, f6. All right, what do you think he did? Let's see if you can figure out what did Paul Morphy do here.
I think he would give that pawn space, wouldn't
Which
he?
pawn?
The f pawn.
Okay, so it moves the bishop, you're saying.
Yeah, but that's obviously not the right answer.
because because that's the obvious move, right?
Correct.
Yeah. He did not move his bishop. What do you think he did? Just imagine you're playing a blindfold simul. What would you do here?
I don't know.
So Morphy, a lot of what Morphy does is opening up lines for attack, right? Opening up files, opening up diagonals, right? So he wants to get his rooks in the game. He wants to activate his rooks. He wants to get rid of this pawn. Then he goes e5. all right, and he wants to open up some of these files and lines, you know, under any cost. He wants to open them up. So taking the bishop would most definitely be a bad idea. And now everything's activated: bishops, rook, knight, everything. Yeah, it's just it's good. And he can't, and black can't do anything on the queen side. Completely blocked up. It's very pitiful. So he does not do that. So black tries desperately to keep the F file closed with F5. Okay, and Paul Morphy says, I insist, knight d4, and then f4, tries desperately to keep it closed. Okay, now he goes e6 to try to open up the e file. Takes. All right, how would you take back? Not white to move.
How would I take back? I think I'd take with a rook.
Right, very good. Pig with the rook, attacking the queen, right? So with tempo and putting pressure on the knight. So queen c8. Okay, white to move. What do you think Morphy played here?
Rook takes knight.
Definitely. Yeah, rook takes knight, opening up the bishop, also opening up the h file, right? Very nice. Rook takes g6, h takes, queen takes, immediately threatening what? In this position, if it's white to move, what would be the best move?
I want to say threatening mate, but I don't see. Oh, yeah, threatening mate. Queen to h5.
Very good. Queen h5, we have a corridor mate or Anastasia's mate, right? The g8 square is covered by the bishop. So there's two ways that black can parry that. We have queen f5 and queen e8. So he goes queen f5. Now, what do you think white played here?
I don't know. I would not be fun for Paul Morphy.
You wouldn't be fun. um, so yeah, so he wants to get this rook in the game. So he plays, what do you
I
think?
was thinking I would maybe move bishop to d3.
Bishop d3. All right, maybe takes. And now let's see. If that happens, um, and then black develops here. I think black's just winning. He's just winning by the exchange. So yeah, stronger move than that, than bishop to d3. What do you think?
Queen to h5.
Queen h5, queen h7. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
again,
then
if you trade queens, then again the black's ahead of the exchange, and I don't think there's much of an attack left. So he wants to activate this rook. So how would you activate the rook on f1?
well, I can't take that pawn. If I do, I'm going to lose my queen.
All right. So of course he takes the pawn. Of course, rook takes f4, and he gives up his queen for free.
No, and then he
As
takes the rook,
apparently
and it's
check. Yeah. Now the king he does a little bit of a windmill.
yeah.
Bishop g8 check. Get the king back on the h8. Win back his queen.
Oh,
f7.
there's another way he could have done that too.
See.
He could have just moved to d3.
Yeah, that's true. He could have done that too. That would have done the same thing. True. But he does. Yeah, I guess this is more forceful. So check, king h7, takes. Okay, now what do you think? The winning move is here. Rook and bishop versus bishop and rook and knight. What's the winning move?
Bishop to f4.
Definitely. Bishop f4, right? Is undeveloped queenside pieces are completely blocked up. So of course, add more pressure to the knight, win the knight, and of course with an extra minor piece, easy win for Morphy. So beautiful.
So so what was his next move here? Rook takes knight.
Well, after bishop f4, black resigned. Yeah, black resigned. He's like, that's it. I had enough. So yeah, beautiful performance. Blindfold simul. Pretty amazing. Oh yeah, that is yeah. So the King's Gambit openings are very common in this time period, 1800s. They love that. Do you still play that, by the way?
I haven't in a long time. Now it's piqued my interest again
Again.
because people don't the way that those people play defense against it, they don't play that way.
Right, right. And every time you do it, people always accept the gambit, right?
Yeah, but not the way they played it.
Okay, okay.
But I think my skill set might be a little weaker than Paul Morphy's on my response.
Right. I think that applies for most of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, Paul Morphy, Blindfold Games. So beautiful. Highly suggest you work on your blindfold games. And there's actually, I don't know if I mentioned or explained to you, there's a function or an option in Lichess where you can make the pieces invisible to work on your blindfold. Did I show you that?
No.
I didn't show you that? Are you interested? Just like, yeah, I'll just show you just so you know. Just so you know. So you go over here to preferences, right? And you go down here. Hold on. You go down. Let's see, where is it? It's oh, display. Oh yeah, it's in this one. Display. You go all the way down. Blindfold chess, invisible pieces. All you click is yes, and then all the pieces are blindfold. So I tried this a few times, and I played the computer on the weakest, so Stockfish level 1, and it's fun. You know, you should just try it. See how well you do. So you can't see the pieces. You know, you're clicking on the square, and you click on the square you want it to go, but you can see the notations. The notations on the right, but you just can't see the pieces themselves. So yeah, I think that's fun.
All right. I'm gonna go take a nap, I think.
All right. Sounds good. Good to see you, Michael.
Okay, I'll see you next week.
Hope you feel better even more by next week.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.